Hello and welcome to Doll My Shop. Today we're going to be learning how to make Barbie doll jeans. It's super simple and very easy to make. Let's get started. The things you will need is a pattern, some needles, a pair of scissors, and of course the jean fabric. The first thing you're going to do is take the pattern and pin it to the jean. The next thing you're going to do is cut it out. Now that that's finished, it's time to remove the pattern. Take the pattern pieces and put them good side to good side. And pin it in place on the shorter side of the crotch. The reason you do the shorter side is because that's going to be the front. The longer side is for the back. Make sure everything's lined up, because if you don't, then one leg will be higher than the other. There you go. The next thing you're going to do is take your machine and run a straight line across the smaller side of your pants. Don't forget to remove your paint. Always use a back stitch so that it will stay secure. Remove any excess threads. When you're finished, it should look something like this. Separate your pieces, and the next thing we're going to do is make a casing. The first thing you're going to do for the casing is to fold it in half. See how it's making a little pocket? Pin it in place so it won't move. Take the little pieces and split it in half so that the elastic won't have trouble going through. Pin that in place as well. Now that you're finished pinning, we're going to run a straight line across the bottom of the hem. casing. Don't forget to remove your pins as you're going along. Remove any excess threads. Once you're finished, it should look a little like this. The next thing you're going to do is cut a piece of elastic that sticks out on both ends of the casing. See? This is to make sure you don't lose your elastic while you're trying to thread it through. To thread your elastic in your big eye needle, you push it through, just as you would a regular piece of thread. There we go. Now that that's done, it's time to thread it through the casing. Now that you're finished with that, it's time to take a pair of pliers to yank the little needle out. This is so that the piece of elastic will stick out on the other side. There we go. Now you got your elastic inside your casing. The pants are really coming along. The next thing you gotta do is hem the bottom of your pants. You know where the legs stick out? You gotta pin that in place as well, so it won't move while you're trying to sew. Sew a straight line across the hem. Cut off any excess threads. When you finish, it should look like this. Repeat the same thing on this other side. Now that you've finished hemming the bottom, it's time to gather the pieces together. You set both sides of your pants together and pull the elastic so that it starts to gather the waistband. See? Once you're finished, you have to pin it in place to make sure it doesn't move while you're trying to sew it. If you don't pin it in place, the elastic band will let go and your gathering will not be there anymore. You also have to make sure that the crotch lines up and you pin that in place as well. This is going to be on the back of the Barbie. Use your machine to sew across the edge of your hem. Always remove the pins. Never forget that. Cut off any excess threads and also any excess elastic left over. There we go. Once you're finished, it should look a little like this. Now you have an elastic band for your pants. The next thing to do is form the legs. I'll show you how that works in a minute. Fold it in half and make sure the legs line up. And of course, as always, you need to pin it in place so that it won't move. That's one leg. Here's the other. Another thing you need to make sure is that the crotch is lined up. And you also need to take the hem pieces and fold them down so it will help with any bulk issues. Pin that in place as well so it will stay in place. When you're finished, it should look like this. The next thing you're going to do is sew along the edge so that it will stay in place. Always remember to remove your pins. Now that that's finished, it's time to turn your pants right side out. Once you're finished, it should look a little like this. Now it's time to put them on the Barbie. There you go. Now your Barbie has a nice new pair of jeans. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And come back soon. I can't wait to see you. Bye.